¿Acabas de llegar al mundo cripto? ¿Estás perdido y no sabes cómo avanzar? Contacta con nosotros en info@cryptobirds.com y te guiaremos y asesoraremos paso a paso para que aprendas rápidamente a invertir con seguridad en criptomonedas. Servicios para particulares y empresas. La criptoentrevista.
Hello, greetings to all listeners. We are starting our crypto interview. This time is a special interview. We are having it in English with me and not with Carlos. And we have in the other side Sam Hamilton, which is the community manager of Decentraland. How are you, Sam? Nice to meet you here.
Hi, Raphael. I'm well. You good?
Okay, how are you this morning?
Very good, thank you. I'm very good.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for being with us today. Okay, let's begin. So we've been talking about Decentraland in our podcast before, but I think it's possible that some listeners doesn't know about it. Could you please explain us briefly what is about the project?
Decentraland is a virtual world that's owned by its users. The world is split up into a city called Genesis City, and that city is 90,000 parcels of land. Those land parcels are ERC 721 tokens, which are stored on the Ethereum blockchain. We sold all of those parcels in December 2017 in a land auction for Mana, which is a cryptocurrency that Decentraland uses. And all of the Mana was burned in that auction. And since then, we have created a software development kit and a builder tool for content creators to build scenes on their parcels and create the world from their vision, basically.
Okay, so we have this token, Mana, and there's also Genesis City, when each land can be bought with this token, but there's the only use for this token is to buy land. There's other, I don't know, many some other use that you could use in the future, something in developing about it?
Without a doubt, without a doubt. The use cases for it at the moment are obviously it's there to buy land, but it's also used as a voting weight of our decentralized voting DApp, which is called Agora. That basically gives the community voting rights on. In the future, it will be on very big questions. You know, basically, as we move towards decentralization, the community will take over, and the Agora voting DApp has been set up to give them the chance to decide the future of the future course of the platform. At the moment, we've asked very simple questions, not too important questions, just to test it and get the community's reaction. So we've asked questions like, what would the next asset pack in the builder be? That's the most recent one we had. The districts. Okay, so I'd have to explain districts. So in the very early stages of the project, the community were asked to propose districts, and about 40 proposals were accepted and contributed to by the community, and they make up a vast space of Decentraland. About a third of Decentraland is in districts, and
well, very interesting. Anything else you want to say about this? Maybe I cut you or something.
So the districts actually were the first people to use Agora, and each district has contributors, and those contributors voted on district leaders and people to move the district forward. So that was our first use case of Agora, and that worked really well. And yeah, going forward, that will be part of Decentraland's democracy. So you already have those two use cases, but in the future, you'll have wearable items for avatars. You'll be able to buy prefabricated buildings in the builder. We expect many people to monetize their parcels and their scenes, and they'll do that in Mana. Mana will be the in-world currency. As an example, one of the districts is Vegas City District, which is obviously a gambling district. Not just gambling, it's entertainment of all sorts, but it will have gambling elements in it. And obviously all of that will be done with Mana.
Okay, great.
So going forward, the use cases, it will be the in-world currency, and everything will be done in that.
Okay. Okay, so we have heard that maybe it could be more cities besides Genesis City. Is this correct?
It's open to that, but realistically, all of our focus is on Genesis City at the moment, and will be for the foreseeable future. If there comes a time when Decentraland feels that it needs to expand, that question will be put to the community. It won't be something that will be decided by the company. It'll be something that's decided by, the people who inhabit the world, and it will be done through the Agora voting system. So it's possible, but not for a very long time.
I see. And in the case that we, in the future, there's another city, will we also with Mana as the same currency, or maybe another currency is issued for the other city?
This is a question, or that city isn't even conceptualized yet.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
So try, at the moment we're building the first city, and as far as we're concerned right now, that is the whole of Decentraland. And it could be the case that we never ever build anything else. And
I understand.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so you say that in any land you can build virtually anything, even video games or interactive applications, but there must be any kind of limit or boundaries. Where are the limits for this, for the use of the land?
Okay, so we have set limits for performance reasons. We've set modeling limits so that if each parcel suddenly was full of high definition rendered 3D models, then the performance of the platform wouldn't be great. So we've set limits in the early days, and we've kind of gone for a low poly style, which in a way restrictions kind of quite often form art movements. And we've seen a lot of our developers are finding a style with low poly that really all fits together and works well. Again, this is an evolving platform, and as the tech improves, then so will the platform. So the limits will be flexible, and in time, the limits will be increased. Sorry, increased.
Oh, I understand. It's perfectly reasonable. So let's put in the situation that a user that has no idea about programming or building models or anything. What can he do with the land? Okay, he can speculate with it, buy, sell, but anything that can be built or can be done in the land by anyone which has no idea about programming or model building?
Yes, definitely. We realized earlier this year that a lot of the landowners had no development skills and still wanted to be part of the creation. So we created a tool that made it really easy for people to use their creativity and to build whatever they want. The builder tool is full of 3D assets that are pre-made that you can drag and drop and piece together. So things like bricks and trees and pathways. By using that, you can create your own environment. And we recently had a contest to showcase the builder, and the response was overwhelming. We had over 9,000 responses, and the creativity of the community was incredible. It really exceeded our expectations, and people built stuff that we just were absolutely blown away by. So we've now created 2 sets of tools, one for coders and modelers to, build interactive scenes and games, but also this builder tool which allows people to build their own environment in a very, very simple way.
So it's like Minecraft style or something like that.
It's along those lines for sure. It's hard to draw comparisons with other games, but certainly people who use Minecraft or Roblox would find it very simple to switch to this.
Okay. Okay, so seeing, browsing in the map of the Genesis City, taking a look, there are like neighborhoods that are sponsored by exchanges and other companies. Do you have partners dealing with this? How are they working at the moment? How does this work?
Okay, I think this is a little bit of a misconception. I think what you're talking about is the districts. And one of the districts named itself Bittrex Tomorrow. Is this?
That's right. That's right.
It's actually recently changed its name to Caledonian Square. And the idea of that district is to partner with exchanges. But I think by calling itself Bittrex Tomorrow, it kind of it restricted itself, so now it's changed. But none of the districts are sponsored by companies. They're all independent. They're all independent projects by independent developers. Some of them have since got some sponsorship and got some funding to go forward because people are excited in the project. But in terms of other crypto projects getting involved, the district really is Crypto Valley. Crypto Valley is like the intention is for it to be like a hub of cryptocurrencies, of cryptocurrency companies and blockchain companies, more than just crypto companies, blockchain companies, to have a space in the virtual world that somehow is similar to Silicon Valley or the City of London, where all these companies come together in one place and share ideas and, create an energy by all being in the same place. We want to create, a kind of virtual version of that.
Okay, and I think it's working.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely big partners getting involved in Crypto Valley, and all will be revealed very soon when we launch.
Okay. So more. I want to ask you about navigation in the city, because we have seen that obviously the land does not cost the same, and the center is more expensive than the suburb. We also saw that you have to walk around the map. Is walking the only way of transportation inside the map? Do you think this is related somehow to the land price? There will be in the future some other kind to transport, I don't know, public transportation or teleportation or something like that?
Okay, so there's 2 questions here.
Sorry.
And it's okay. The first is about land price, and honestly, nobody in the company is speculating on the land price. Our job is to build a platform and make it, as brilliant and as amazing as possible. The speculation on land price is all done on a secondary market, and the reasons why people decide that one parcel is more valuable than another is disputable. Even within our own community, people, don't have the same ideas of this. And obviously it's difficult before the world is open to know where the valuable land is going to be. So, okay, so that's really not my job to think about that, and I try and stay away from thinking about that as much as possible. But there is transportation in Decentraland. You can walk and you can fly. Even though you can fly, I still think that people will use roads because it's human nature to explore in that way. I think people will fly as well. We will support teleportation a little bit further down the road. It's kind of one of the next things on the roadmap to bring into the game. So being in the far corner of the world is not really going to be an issue in terms of. I mean, I'm sure there'll be places that have more traffic than others, but at the same time, there'll be things that go on in the edge of the city that don't want to be in the middle of it. I mean, the way I think of it, and this is me personally, is I look at real cities and I think about what goes on. And, not everybody wants to be in the center of the city doing their thing. Some things are better on the edges of the city, in a real city. And I think that Decentraland will replicate that. I think there'll be things that need a lot of space, so they'll prefer to buy on the outskirts of the city where, at least for the time being, that's where the cheaper prices are.
Okay. So, what's the next big milestone you have in the roadmap, the next big update that will happen in Decentraland?
Okay, so we're just releasing the new platform to a closed beta. A few hundred testers who will test the platform over the next couple of weeks before we open that beta to the public. We're also about to release avatars, which will be how you get into the world. By creating an avatar and a name, you will be given a passport into Decentraland, and people who want early access will need to go through that process to get early access. We plan to release like the fully blown fully working app towards the end of the year, but we have to go through a beta stage first just to test everything before we have millions of users,
Okay. Well, I think we're mostly done. There's anything else you want to say? What you want to talk about? Any thoughts?
I don't think so. Thank you for having me.
Okay, that's been a pleasure. Congratulations for the project. I think it's something, I have to tell you, I heard about the project in a very early stage, and I was like, nah, this is not going to work. And I didn't invest, and I was like, I don't trust this. But it was a mistake. The project is looking awesome, and I have many friends which are very involved with it, and I have to congratulate the team because it's been a very, very nice project. So, well, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Let's see if we can talk again in the near future.
I mean,
thank you very much.
Honestly, I was skeptical myself at first when I heard the idea, but since I've been working with the team and see how dedicated and passionate they are, I have no doubt that this is going to be a success.
Okay. Best of luck, and talk to you soon again.
Thank you very much.
Gracias por aguantar hasta aquí. Hasta el próximo programa.